Good morning, everyone.
Hello, hello, hello.
This
All
is
right.
truly so fun to be with my BFF, Dawn Bartolini, today. How fun is this?
This is awesome. I mean, this was well, we manifested these days together, haven't we?
We really did. Oh my gosh, I
Oh,
can't wait to
mhm.
have them just have us get into our story. But Dawn, let's just wait for a couple minutes for people to jump on. So tell me what Chicago's like these days. How's the weather back there?
Okay, so I just ran outside real quick and it is sunny and beautiful and it's like blue skies, it's warm. It's we're in the four seasons. So, right now it's kind of like an Indian summer. After Labor Day, it's like anything goes. But normally we get a little bit of heat and then we just go right into a little bit of cold and then we get excited about decorating for fall and then we
Yeah,
don't, so yeah, but it's
that's
beautiful
awesome.
today. And Mondays are always amazing. We love Mondays in our house. We
We
do.
we love Mondays in our house too. Everybody's like so sad about Mondays sometimes, but it's like our favorite day of the week,
I
right?
know for so many reasons. It's so awesome. I'm like, usually my husband's off. He's actually doing errands now. So yeah, yeah. And we're all there. Oh, we got Tammy on. I love it.
The
The
power of pink.
pink. Oh goodness, yes, us girls.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
All right. Okay, well, let's get started. I am going to Okay. All right, everyone. Welcome to our call. Happy Monday, everyone.
Mm.
I am feeling so much better today. Thank you for your prayers yesterday. And I'm not prone to migraines, so I think it was just due to stress, a little stress, and no sleep. I really believe so. So, welcome to today's call with Dawn.
Mhm.
And Dawn is from Chicago and she's married to Chris. And I would love to share her story with you, but I'm going to let her share her story. But she's married to her amazing husband, Chris.
Mhm.
And she has two great kids that we love so much and two dogs.
Mhm.
And she's just been such an inspiration to me over the years. And she's going to share her story with you. And then we're just going to kind of go back and forth so that I can tell a little bit more about you as well. But Don, I'm going to turn the time over to you and share your story. So you guys, the affirmation for today is I create my future by living today. Again, it's I create my future by living today.
Mhm.
And Don is a perfect example of that. So Don, I'm going
Mhm.
to turn it over to you.
Well, thank you so much, Jill, for having me on. And I just want to give a lot of kudos to Jill. Jill is an amazing mother. She's a rock star of a business leader. She's been my friend. I've manifested this woman into my life. So how I met Jill was we were actually at an Isogenics event and she was like, we were paired up. And it was like all of a sudden Jill bursts next to me. Now you guys have to realize that like if you were to see my before picture, I was heavy, but when I saw Jill's video, I was like, oh my goodness, like I can do this. And so through my journey, I watched her video so much that I like she became part of my house. She was in, and I think I would take pictures and send them to her. I'm like, oh, you're in my family room again. So well, and it really gave me belief because I think it was like that one person out there that I saw it and I was like, oh my goodness, if she can do it, I can do it. We can do it together. We can do this. I mean, like losing weight is easy, keeping it off is hard, keeping your head like going strong and that was my affirmation for today because it's like we have to constantly be looking forward. So back in 2009, I was introduced to Isogenics and I really didn't get my story till 2013. I think that's when I really got the belief inside myself. And I was heavy. I was a size 22 and I just was and it doesn't like and I have to go back and say it's not about the size, it's how you feel inside. Okay. But I required to release the weight. I really did. I was sluggish. I was tired. I was just like running circles like every other mom or wife or, like I had this huge service heart and I constantly was taking care of everybody else. But I forgot one more, the most important thing was me. Like, how am I supposed to fill everybody else's cup up if I don't have my own cup filled? So, when I really, really got going, I had released, the 100 pounds, but, it was like through the isogenic system, I was able to utilize this and do it just the way they had required us to do it. I mean, I didn't have any special bells or whistles. I did what they told me to do. Like, I saw this little thing and I just did it. And I was like, all right. And then, watching, like I said, Jill's video, I was able to release the weight, but like I started to feel really good about myself, right? Until the months had went on, the inches were falling off. And then, and I just found myself, I found my voice. I found, things that I hadn't been able to do in a long time. And had the energy. So it wasn't like, oh my goodness, she became an athlete just because of isogenics. No, it all rolled out. It was kind of fun. It was like I started to have energy to exercise. So if you do follow me on Facebook, I did not exercise in the beginning. Now I have the energy. Now I feel good to be around like all my different groups that I'm with. And that's what led me to be enjoying that. So it was, it's been a really, really fun journey. I've created some great friendships, relationships, but I have to let you guys know that I had to start with me. I had to journal every day. Jill actually taught me to do some food journaling, and I was writing, different affirmations, food journaling, setting intentions for the day. And then one thing I really thought it was really cool, I started to actually, I wrote down some notes for myself this morning, but I had to set intentions for every day. So I know there's people on the line that are probably watching and saying, oh my gosh, these two women have some great weight loss stories, but every day, I think, not every day we think, every day we have to wake up like it's our very first day again. And you have to wake up, and first of all, I believe in God. So I definitely thank God for my day. I roll over, and if my husband's there, unless he's already gone to work or something, I'm like, thank you so much for loving me, because we have to just tell our family around us, like, thank you for loving us. Thank you for being there for us. And then the other thing is I like to say some I am statements. As crazy as it might sound, and Jill's been talking about this all month, about talking to ourselves through affirmations, this stuff works. At first, it sounds like really, really crazy, but then you have to just say that, I am courageous, I am healthy, I am beautiful, I am confident. And it starts with all that, just going in your head. I think every day when I'm off to ride my bike or wherever I'm doing, my name was Dawn for a reason. I'm up early and I go. And Jill can attest to that. I'm like, all right, where is she now? It's 6 a.m. That's just my jam. So like to do that. The things that I wasn't able to do before was, go on family vacations and actually enjoy myself. I was always wanting a winter vacation because I could cover up. Now I'm like, oh, let's just go and do anything. Because things don't bother, things don't bother me like they used to. I'm like, I just go fly. It's like, okay, want to do that? Let's go it.
So, Dawn, I just want to mention, so you were recently in the fitness magazine, the Oxygen Fitness magazine. And I mean, what an honor, right? To be able to be in that magazine. They have thousands and thousands of people that, that they go through to see who they actually want to put in their magazine. And you were one of them, this last month. I just barely picked up my magazine. In fact, I should go grab it while you're talking. But do you have one right there?
Well, of course I do.
I'll put it to your page. I just want you to show everyone, your article in there in the fitness magazine. But while you're finding that, tell everyone why you're in that magazine, like what you've been able to accomplish since. So I just want to preface and say, you guys, look at that, put it closer. I just wanted to see your picture, look at her. She's so stinking buff. I love it. But the thing I love is that Dawn and her husband were both able to release over 100 pounds. Mm-hmm. And you guys, the kicker, and I don't know how in the world they do this, but they own a restaurant. It's called Bartolini's in Chicago. And it's been on the Food Network. It's just a really popular and famous restaurant. And they both worked in the restaurant, and they were able to release over 100 pounds each of them, separately being, and owning their own restaurant. But tell them a little bit about that, but what you've been able to accomplish since you've been on your journey.
Okay, so I was so honored to have Oxygen Magazine reach out to me, and it was, and they named it Dawn of a New Day. So like some people have like, dangerous jobs out there and they're like working on high, tension wires. I had food in front of me all the time. So it's different. I mean, like it was all the time. Like food was, I mean, and food is so legal. Like everybody socializes with food, right? Everyone like breaks bread and enjoys. So being a part of the restaurant business, yes, it was really, really tough. But it was like Chris and I what we did was we tag teamed together. And, of course, we're not perfect all the time. We always say we're a 90-10 or an 85, 15, like 15, like we're not always perfect all the time, which that makes us real because this is life, right? So Oxygen Magazine had reached out to me and, it said the restaurant owner, steps away from family business and releases 115 pounds. And it was really an honor to be a part of this. It was one of those things where it was like, they started asking you questions like, what was your life like before? Well, it was pasta, it was pizza, and all these foods are amazing. But remember, because of those like tendencies to eat more than normal, like everything is great in moderation, but when you're surrounded with it, it's a little bit difficult. It's difficult. But now we use food as our fuel. So we don't just, we're not eating like crazy. We like portion size. It's so important to portion control everything. It really is. So in this, I've been able to, they highlighted like how I'm active now, and I'm a triathlete. So as crazy as that might sound, I didn't know how to swim before, but someone dared me to do a triathlon. So what was Dawn before? She was not active. And now Dawn, through her releasing of the weight and gaining the energy, so it all comes in steps. So if you're just starting your journey and you're watching us right here, remember it's a day-by-day step, and it's every day is not so much a new challenge, but you have to like reevaluate what's important and what's in front of you. And then it goes back to our affirmation. You have to constantly look at the future.
Yeah. Okay, so right here, Paige says, how do you feel different inside after losing the weight?
Oh, Paige, I feel a lot more comfortable. I feel a lot more confident, and I feel better in my own skin. So now I feel better like all over. Like it's not just, like the before and after picture. It's the stuff that like we do. It's the stuff deep down inside. It's the confidence. It's like you don't even think about like looking in that full view mirror again, because it's like before I used to look in the full view mirror, or we didn't even have one in our house, and it automatically would like give me some head junk. And now I'm just like, I look past, I'm like, oh good, I'm like, just keep plugging along. I mean, of course I can find like something that I'm not happy with every single day, but I always concentrate on my strengths instead of my weaknesses. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I love it. Okay, so just really quick, how long has it been since you struggled with your weight? Like give people like a backstory a little bit. Like what was your life like before?
Okay, well, growing up, actually, I wasn't as heavy as I thought I was. So how many women are out there, how many men are out there that are like, oh my gosh, like you look back at pictures and you thought you were heavy, but you really weren't. It was like the stuff we told ourselves. And so it was right after I had my kids, I started to, gain weight, and I wasn't able to release it. And I was like, it seemed like every Monday I would be starting a new diet every single, and by Friday I was off of it. Yeah. And so my life before I wasn't like I said, I was always thinking I was heavy. I really wasn't as heavy as what I thought I was, until all of a sudden my son Timmy snapped a picture of me. We were sitting in parent teacher conferences. All right, moms out there, or moms, dads, we're waiting outside for the teacher to come call us. And all of a sudden Timmy goes and picks up his iPhone and he snaps a picture of me. And he puts it on social media, and I nearly died. I was like, oh my goodness. I'm trying to be healthy, and look at that. I said, my gosh, that was my aha moment. And it was that month, it was January 22nd, when I said, this is going to be my different day. Like this year is going to be, and that was 2013. And so all it takes is a picture sometimes, And if for you to see it and look at it and you're like, oh no, that's not what I want to be like. That's not. So, so that
So
was what it was before.
what made you, the next question is, we have lots of questions come through. What made you want to do Isogenics?
Well, my girlfriend from high school had introduced it to me. I saw something on Facebook, just like you guys are right now, and she started to feel better. She started to have energy, and she lost a few pant sizes, and it was like one of those things. And and I thought, oh my goodness. So after I watched a few videos, I was like, that's what made me, it was intrigued by Isogenics. It was simply scrolling through Facebook. That's how I came across it. And everything, if anyone's been watching our journey along, it's like the domino effect. Things the doors keep opening up this year. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh,
I love it. The things we'll be able to do. So let's move forward now on what are you able to do? Like, you're changing so many lives now. Like, people are following your story. They're, aware that you've released the weight. You've been able to keep it off, which isn't the easiest thing, right? We started counting macros and we're, doing all these things to be able to keep the weight off. But just being able to be a triathlete, but now you're paying it forward. So I'm going to let you share a little bit about how it makes you feel to be able to help others and pay it forward.
Okay, so it's funny because like when it's funny, it's kind of cool you asked me about my story, but I really don't even associate myself with being heavy anymore. I don't associate myself as that being my story of, oh my gosh, I released 100 pounds. But when I do wear my backpack or something that's at the 100-pound club, like, people don't even realize. But right now, I love to cast a vision for women and men to say, hey, you can do it, number one. Take it day by day, step by step. And also, just speak and pour love into others. Because there's somebody out there we have to remember, everybody wants to be validated and acknowledged. Everybody wants to know their name. Everybody wants to be called by their name. People, I think, in this techie, social, iPhone, crazy technology world of ours, we forget like the human touch and just being, of service and love to each other. So one of the things I love to do is I like to just go out and just love on people, and they don't even know what I do for a living. They don't even, it's not about a business decision. It's not about, making a sale. It's just about pouring, pure love into people. That's what it is. And so by casting my vision, moving forward, so back to your question, is just giving people an idea of that they can do this too. They can. And, and they don't even know what, like I said, it doesn't go back to the weight loss. It goes back to just making people feel good about themselves.
Yes. Oh, I love that. Well, Dawn, thank you for being with us today and sharing your story. And I love the affirmation that you chose for today. I create my future by living today, because that's truly what it's about, is living today and not waiting, not being happy when you release 20 pounds, or if you, waiting for that new job. A lot of people are like, oh my gosh, I'll just be so happy when I find a different job, or I'll be so happy, if this happens or that happens. But just creating your future by living today and living in the moment, and and you're such a perfect example of that. Whoa, where did she go?
Oh, I'm here. No, that's what I was. Oh wait, I'm not going.
Yeah, there you are. You're back on.
Yeah, I'm sorry. But that's exactly what I like to tell people, is like, live today, because we have that rear view mirror in our car, right? And that rear view mirror it's small. Why? Because we don't want to always look backwards. We want to go moving forward. That rear view mirror is just a little bit of a reminder of how far we've come. I was just talking to my cousin about this the other day, and I'm like, oh, don't worry about anything in the back. I go, look at the progress you've made for today.
Yeah.
I mean, go forward. I mean, there's so many great things out there. There's people's lives that we bless. Feel good, keep your blinders on, and don't compare your journey to anybody else's, whether it's your career, your relationships, your health and fitness goals. Maybe you're an athlete and you're not doing as good as maybe some of the other athletes. This is like your journey, nobody else's. So just keep going forward. And
I love that you said that, because that leads us right into what I'm going to talk about tomorrow, you guys. So that's perfect, Dawn. Thank you. We didn't even plan that. That's great.
No, that's awesome.
All right, Dawn, do you have anything left to say? Any last words? If someone will, you know, if they were in that place right now where they're like, oh my gosh, I just need to take that step forward, what would you say to them?
You know, just be willing to let go of things that are not serving you and move forward to things that will be serving you. And anything, like, let it go. I mean, like that, like, let it go. But really, I mean, and I have to work on that myself. So, I mean, every day it's like, is there something I need to let go or something I need to concentrate on? Because, you know, there's this, of my screensaver to my phone is, and it's just like, I have to remind myself every day, your thoughts become your destiny. Every single day I look at that. So where are my thoughts going? Because whatever I'm thinking, I'm going to attract. If I'm thinking good, if I'm like in my right headspace, it's going to come to me. And if my head is not in the right spot, oh my goodness, that comes to me as well. So we really have to grab it, be consciously aware of what you're doing every single moment of the day. And it can go back and forth all the time, but then, you know, you got to put yourself back on track. And I want to say that there's a motivator out there, but it's like between me and God, we have this relationship going on. He keeps me on track.
Yeah, he does. Oh, I love this. Veronica said, love both these ladies. I first met Dawn early on in her journey.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And it's been amazing to follow her. She was on a mission and then continues on bringing so many with her. Love you, Dawn. Dawn, everybody loves you. So just thank you so much for gracing us with your presence today, and for inspiring so many more people. And thank you for your affirmation today. And I know that we get to live each day and just be in the day. And you guys, we love you so much. Thank you for being on today.
Thank you so much for having me. And Jill, I always say to you, what do I always say to you? Jill, thank you for going first.
Yes, you do. You are so welcome. I love how God works. I was able to inspire you for your journey. Now you're able to inspire thousands more people for your journey. So thank you, Dawn. We love you so much.
Yeah. Thank you, Isogenics, for always, you know, for giving us awesome nutrition. We love it. Thanks for having me on the call. We appreciate you.
All right. Okay, you guys, have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow morning at 8:30. Love you guys.